Welcome back to the Rhyme Report. I am your host, Adam Dash, someone who's apparently not important enough to get paid by OVO or TDE, so fuck both of y'all. And this is what happened this week in hip hop. This week marked one of the biggest weeks in hip hop history, as Drake and Kendrick Lamar fired shots back and forth at each other, accusing each other of crimes that are like the worst crimes a human being can commit, over like really good and catchy Boy Wonder and DJ Mustard beats, and I don't know how to feel. Kendrick kicked off the insane week last Tuesday, dropping a haters anthem that would make Buck Nasty and Silky Johnson proud with his song Euphoria. The track accuses Drake of having ghostwriters, fake abs, cultural appropriation, and honestly, the part that stick with me is, let me see you push a T! And now I'm calling all my friends Crody. I'm sorry, guys. Friday morning, Kendrick Lamar decided to keep his foot on the gas, going back to back with his own timestamp song called 616 in LA, with production from Gangster T's own Jack Anastoff. And going through Twitter, who would have known that June 16th is like the most monumental day in history, and everything that happened on that day somehow applies to Drake? I just have to imagine Kendrick Lamar's going through Twitter, seeing the biggest reaches like, fuck, I didn't even know I was this good. And Kendrick gives me the vibes of that one guy at the pregame who's like, yo, let's play Never Have I Ever. And he just attacks that one friend in the circle, and you're seeing that friend slowly drop all of his fingers, and you're like, fuck. Our friend's a freak. And after a great week of hanging out with Johnny Dang and posting like the craziest memes ever, Drake, with his back against the wall, responded Friday night with Family Matters, a song that was fucking insane, for like 30 minutes. Hey, let's be honest. Verse 3 of that song is fire. The line about Kendrick opening his mouth and getting a Grammy, hilarious. Because I'm convinced that Kendrick could have farted into a microphone on the Hillbillies. That thing was getting nominated no matter what. And you kind of have to feel bad for Drake a little bit because he was probably on top of the world. He's posting memes. He's making music videos, eating Chinese food. He's crushing vans. And meanwhile, Kendrick was probably in a dark room watching Jimmy from Degrassi get shot over and over and over and over and over again while writing his verse. And Kendrick, being the genius that he is, didn't even give Family Matters 30 minutes to shine when he came back with what I think is probably the meanest diss track of all time with Meet the Grams. A song that, I don't even know if I want to call it a song. It kind of has the vibe of a parent-teacher conference for a really bad kid, and I feel like I was not meant to hear this. This song made me leave the bar I was at in New York City, call my dad, and just thank him for the way he raised me. On the song, Kendrick Lamar accuses Drake of being a pedophile, which is literally the worst thing a human being can be. He also wishes him death and accuses him of having another secret kid. Shout out Pusha T! And Kendrick didn't even give Drake a full 24 hours before Drake was tapped on the shoulder and informed that a second diss had hit OVO when Kendrick dropped the banger about Drake being a certified pedophile called Not Like Us. Wop, 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 wop. Kendrick, fuck him up. Wop, 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 wop. And I have never felt more conflicted in my life than when I was doing the whitest crip walk you have ever seen to a song about how Drake is a freaky OV hoe who uses Atlanta rappers to seem blacker. Drake finally made his response last night with The Heart Part 6, a song that sounds like Drake took strategy ideas from a bunch of Twitter profiles with an owl. And Drake makes the crazy claim on the song that he had strategically put a fake on his camp to make Kendrick think that he might have a kid somewhere in the world, and Kendrick took the bait. And if true, that would make Meet the Grams look really stupid. But just like a kid with a hood on and a backpack on trying to leave Target, we're going to need to see a receipt. And while all that's going on, Metro Boomin is busy making bangers out of a BBL Drake soul sample that have Drake haters coming out of nowhere like he's the Night King. Hey, and all I know is my goat's in North Carolina right now, folding clothes with his queen, chilling with his kids watching Netflix, raising bran in his bowl, drinking almond milk. I never thought the day I'd see J. Cole drinking almond milk and winning a war. And honestly, the meaner this gets, the better J. Cole looks, so let's keep going. In non-Drake and Kendrick Lamar news, Tommy Richmond's hit song $1 Million Baby debuted at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts, the song of the summer that doesn't involve pedophilia. The Alchemist, Hit Boy, and Big Hit are dropping a new collab album called Black and Whites, and I feel like Metro Boomin's the Kendrick Lamar in this situation because he's being left out of this big three. For Bats finally dropped his highly anticipated album, You Made Me a Star, an album that features the worst Kanye West feature since last week's Kanye West feature. I now want to use this space to shout out some amazing artists that dropped this week, so if you are dropping soon, please feel free to leave a link below. Ben Beal just released his new amazing album, Gazebo. This is a really easy listen. It's a vibe. Ben's always talking his shit on it, so I really suggest this one. J.R. Specs just dropped his new album, Night School. This had one of the sickest rollouts I've ever seen. J.R. did this whole really cool thing with puppets. This album is sounding dope, so go bump that. My Name Isn't J-Mac just dropped the fire new song High Kick, which featured Femdot and Mick Jenkins, who has never done a bad feature in his life. This one has been on repeat all weekend, so go bump it. And that's what happened this week in hip hop.